This is Mark Schofield for Inside the Pylon. Folks, we're back. I'm here for the first sound video for the 2018 draft class. That's right. Here we are. It's mid-May. We just got one draft behind us, but we are already looking ahead to the next draft class here at Inside the Pylon. Now, I know you might have a couple of questions at the outset here. One, Mark, are you crazy? Yes, perhaps I am. Legal disclaimer, that statement is inadmissible in a court of law for any purposes. But yes, I cover quarterbacks. That's what I do at Inside the Pylon. And when I have a watch list of almost 40 names to get through, I get started early. So I've already got multiple games on most of these guys here, and I'm going to start taking you through what I'm seeing on tape now to give you all a good baseline on these players as we look forward to the next college football season. But the other question I know I'm going to get is, I see your first video of the season is up, and I see Troy, I see South Alabama. Mark, where's Sam Darnold? Where's Josh Rosen? Where's Josh Allen? And the reason for that, everybody, is I'm really just kind of working through these guys from seniors down to juniors and so on. So I'm going through the senior class right now. That's kind of where I'm really focused on. And in that senior group, I've discovered a couple of quarterbacks that have really caught my interest, more in sort of the day three type vein right now. There's really not a quarterback that I've seen right now that has really jumped out of the page where I'm like, people need to be talking about this person for a first-round type draft pick. But there are some guys that are flying under the radar that I think people should have in their mind as we look forward to the next college football season. I did a piece on Matt Linehan, the quarterback for the University of Idaho, who is the son of Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. That piece is up over on InsideThePylon.com right now. Today I'm going to talk about Troy quarterback Brandon Silvers. He's a rising senior who, Troy played Clemson pretty tough last year. They had a pretty good year last year. Looking to continue that going ahead to the 2017 season. But when I put on Silver's tape, I came away impressed with a couple of things. And what I'm going to focus on here is manipulation and eye movement. That's a trait that I've talked about a lot because it's an important one. Remember, the defense is trying to force a quarterback to make mistakes. They've studied the tape. They know the offensive concepts that teams like to run, so they have defenses in place to try to stop those. But when you as a quarterback can move a defender out of one zone into another, when you can get that defender to not trust his eyes and start to react to different things rather than doing his job and staying focused on its assignment, you can get the offense into a position to succeed. The first play we're going to look at is a 1st and 10 situation here at the end of the first quarter. As you can see from the score down here, Troy's down 14. It's early, but they're down and they need a play. They've got a 1st and 10, start a new drive, ball on their own 20-yard line. They come out, Silver's in the shotgun with a running back to his right in a sort of 2x2 dual slot formations, one to each side of the field. Football close to the left hash mark. South Alabama, they have their 4-2-5 defense on the field. You get the 4 linemen up front, 5 defensive backs, corners here, safety here. 2 linebackers in the middle of the field. Now, at the outset here, I want to look at one thing, and that's pre-snap alignment. We got press here, here, and here. Free safety, middle of the field, cheated towards the strength here with the running back, so he's cheated a little bit away. And we got a little bit of a cushion here. As you can see, this defender, like it is safety, he's dropped down. He's given that slot receiver a little bit of cushion, and Silvers obviously sees that pre-snap. Here's the concepts we're going to get. This side of the field, we get vertical, and we get quick slant. Back here, we get sort of a snag concept variation, where slot's going to run a little curl, sit down, vertical route here. Running back's going to come in motion, run the swing route. We get a cover 1 look here. Man free at the top. We get man coverage here and here and here as well. Now, pre-snap, this linebacker has the running back. As we'll see when we go through this, once this running back comes in motion, this linebacker and this slot corner are going to switch responsibilities. So it'll end up, slot's going to pick up the running back, and he'll come over to guard the slot receiver on his curl route. Now, as we go through this, the one guy we haven't talked about yet, and we will, is this linebacker right here. He becomes what we call the underneath hole defender. He does not have a man responsibility, but his responsibility is to help out on underneath in breaking routes, like, for example, slant routes. So as we roll through this, motion starts. Now we see this linebacker starting to shift. That's his man coming in motion. You see this slot corner here. He recognizes it as well. You can see his helmet. He's recognizing the motion too. So here, there's the switch right there. They've communicated it. They're going to switch. So now we're going to get linebacker on slot, slot on swing. Coming back to the top of the screen here. Again, vertical route, slant route. Silvers knows now that this is cover one. Why? The motion. He sees the free safety in the middle of the field, but he's not yet convinced. You know, he understands it's a pre-snap cover one look, but he's not convinced of that fact yet. Now that he sees motion and these guys are going to run with the motion and switch, he knows that it's man coverage. That also tells him, there's my underneath hold defender. He's got this slant route here, and because of the pre-snap leverage with the cushion here, that's what he's going to want to throw. The problem is that underneath hold defender, his job, as I said, help on short in breaking routes coming towards the middle of the field, which is exactly what a slant route is, kids. So what does Silvers have to do? Manipulate him, move him, make him run away from an in breaking route, which is his responsibility. So what does he do? He will open to the right side of the field. And you'll see what that does to this hold defender. Silvers is taking his drop. First job, he confirms the coverage. Now he knows, it's cover one. I've got what I want. Comes to the right. He opened to the right. And now look, you can see that hold defender, that linebacker, has opened to that side of the field. He's taking a step there as well. That quick look from Silvers over to the right gets him to move off his spot in that direction. What does it do? Opens up just enough of a throw-in lane for that slant route. Silvers saw pre-snap, the leverage, the cushion. That's what he wants to throw. Needs to move that defender. He's done it. Now look, this is still a tight window. This is an NFL-type throw-in window, so Silvers is going to have to dial up the velocity, and he does. Throws it right in there, squeezes it between those two defenders. Off to the races. Troy gets the big play they needed to get right back in this game. Here. Now we'll look at it from the end zone angle. And you can see, helps to have the stripe on the helmet. There's your whole defender right there. You'll see Silvers open this way. You'll see the linebacker open his hips this way. And then you'll see that tiny throw-in window Silvers is able to squeeze the football into. Let's kind of go through this a little slowly here. Right there. Opens there. Linebacker moves. Now he comes back. Plant, throw, and get it right out because it's still going to be a quick throw-in window. So you got to hit and get it out of your hands, and that's exactly what Silver does. Gets the ball out, good velocity, drills it right in there, off to the races. You can look back at that sort of full speed here. One more time slow, and then full. Again, hit, throw, ball coming out. Exactly what you want to see. Linebacker moves, drills in the throw, good timing, touchdown. So that's one example. Here's a sort of different example, but again, sort of the same thing that we're looking for, the ability to use your eyes to move a defender. Here, it's 21-10, South Alabama, nearing the end point here of the first half. 1st and 10 situation. We've got Silvers again in the gun. 3-by-1 formation. We've got 3 receivers here. There's a receiver down here at the bottom that you can't see. He's off the screen. We've got X over here alone. Running back weak side as well. This is going to be a little different look defensively. It's a combination coverage. We get man here. Linebacker on the running back. Man here as well. We're going to get a zone look over here. And again, we get sort of a hole defender. This guy's going to be underneath. We've got 3-on-3 over here. We've got 2-on-2 over here. Safety help over the top. He's going to be trying to read the quarterback. Now, when we get motion here, when we get the swing route here, we get the linebacker moving this way. That's going to open up some space, some of a throw-in window here for this little band-aid post route. The only thing Silver has to be worried about is, again, this defender right here. Safety's going to be deep enough He's worried a little bit about the trips concept over here, so he's going to bail a bit. So if Silvers wants to throw this post route, again, hold defender underneath. That's the guy you got to be worried about. See right there, takes a snap, immediately opens to his left. We'll get a better look out of it in a second. But this guy right here, that whole defender, he instantly turns to that side of the field as well and starts to shuffle to that side of the field. Again, it's 3-on-3 over here, 2-on-2 over here. So it's not like there's a real mismatch that he has to worry about. Plus, this is a sort of a zone look to this side. So he's not as concerned about in-break and routes. But the mere fact that Silvers opens his eyes to this side of the field first, it's a natural movement. You're reading his eyes. You see him look to that side of the field. That's what you do as well. Right there. You can see the little notch on his helmet right above his eyes. He's looking this way. We get the swing route. So this linebacker, as we expected, coming down. But by this time, look at Silvers. He's hitting his plant foot. He's looking right here to throw that post route. With the whole defender looking this way, this linebacker vacating on the swing route. That's your throwing lane, everybody, right there. And that's where he puts it. And that whole defender, a step late, can't make a play on the ball. He makes a hit on the receiver, but he can't make a play on the ball. Here we go, end zone angle. You see he's opening this way. You see the body lean already from that defender. Right there, there's that look. And now Silvers has already done his job. He's got him looking this way. He's opened up that throwing window. Now it's time to make the throw. Good velocity, pretty good placement. They move the chains. 8 gets there, but again, he's a step too late to make a play on the ball. He makes a play on the body, but the catch is made and they move the chains. Those are just 2 examples of what Silver can do with his eyes, particularly looking at sort of second-level defenders. Again, you know, we're just getting started here in the 2018 draft class. Silver's just one of many quarterbacks that I'm looking at and you should be looking at as well as we get ready for the 2017 college football season. But Silver's is a guy that I'm really intrigued about. I think he has some certain day 3 potential, somebody that people should definitely have on their watch list as we get into the summer scouting season and the fall season to come. But I think what we've seen here is an ability to move defenders with his eyes, an important trait to have at the quarterback position because, again, when you can get defenders out of their zones, when you can get them to sort of ignore their responsibilities, even for a split second, that might mean the difference between a completion or a big play, or incompletion or an interception, or even a big play like we saw on that first play. Tiny throwing window, that ability to just move that underneath hold defender just for a split second is enough to squeeze in a throw and make a big play for your team. Something to watch for Silvers and all these quarterbacks as we head into the 2017 college football season and, yes, the 2018 NFL draft season. For Inside the Pylon, I'm Mark Schofield. Thanks for watching the first sound for the 2018 draft. We'll have more coverage of both the draft, the season ahead, and everything else at InsideThePylon.com.